So the first program is you're on the wall for, I think it was 2 minutes, 12 moves, and then you collect points for every move you do. The goal is to get as many points from the circuit as you can. If you fall, that's okay, but then you have to get right back on the wall. I think that's what it was. 5-minute rest times 3. So that's the first program I'm gonna try. I haven't tried these programs in so long, but this is a perfect opportunity because now this is the only training wall that we have, and it looks a lot like the one I used to train at when I lived in Bergen. So, and what is the setup you have here? What do you have training stuff in your living room as well as a home gym?
Nothing beats hanging from your fingers. That's the most important piece of training you can do as a climber, I would argue. Yeah, and the kids love it. They do it all the time. It's so easy when you can just go and do some warm-ups, just hang a little bit. Yeah. And a half hour you have a super session. You're finished.
And when you walk past it daily from the kitchen to the living room, you feel guilty for not doing it.
Yeah, right? Kind of. And in the periods I'm inspired and train a lot, I have this rule. Okay, every time I pass it, I have to do 10 pull-ups. Yeah. Or every time I pass it, I do a 1-arm hang or something. You know, you get a lot of training in, even if you have 2 kids and a farm and horses and sheep and the cats and all the animals. Including those animals.
The kids' animals?
The kids' animals. Hvor lenge du klarer? Dødsbra.
Dinner is served, wine's at 18 degrees.
At least 5 years since I did this last time. You need a timer, 2 minutes, and you try to do as many moves on this bowler as you can. So I tried to set a 12-move bowler. This turned out to be a 14-move bowler, but that doesn't really matter. And then I would do 5-minute rests in between each circuit. Like if you're in shape, you will almost do better every time. But if you're in bad shape, you will do a lot worse. And the reason why you will do better is because you get to know the circuit, and it becomes easier just because your flow is better. It's really painful. And this teaches you to like climb really fast. You could also just make it on a wall with a lot of holes. You can just make the bowler. But if you set it, obviously it's gonna be better. But this is like something you can do almost anywhere. Like you can do it at any bouldering gym. I'm just gonna do one circuit and then show you another exercise because I don't really have time to do. I would recommend doing maybe, if you want like a full session, I would do at least 5 rounds. The reason that we do 2 minutes and not 1 minute or 3 minutes is because at least indoor or for competitions, like when I used to train for competitions, 2 minutes would be like the average time you'd spend on the wall. So you want to be able to perform as well as possible within 2 minutes because that's usually how long it takes before you're spit off the wall anyways. But I'm not looking forward to this. It's very revealing and get out of breath and all that stuff, but I also need to chalk up the holes because they're brand new. So if I ever buy like a big house or a place big enough, I'm definitely gonna get a home wall, something like this, or hopefully even bigger. My goal is to have the world's biggest home gym or best home gym. I think you would need to buy a place like this and then just make the whole barn into like a big climbing gym that you have all to yourself. So also matching a hold counts as a move. And that's why this bowler that I just set has 14 moves. You're not allowed to heel hook, toe hook, knee bar obviously, all those tricks that make it easier. You're not allowed to do. This is just physical training. When you put the shoes like this, they smell like worse.
Yeah. I'm noticing it. Oh, nice.
It's always nice to start with warm shoes.
And you said it's 1 point each move?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but that doesn't include the foot placement? So
no.
Just
hand placement.
Yeah.
Pacing is also important. not go too hard in the beginning so you have nothing left. 1, 2, 3, 4.
White snow, red sky, reach out for so high. Blue eyes, fake cry, beware of the fox tonight. Cold feet, dark rain, my blood in your frozen veins. Dream high, no pain, run fast in broken chains. Sneak out, keep fighting. I will take a chance, break free. The dog's biting, dressed up for the final
Voilà,
dance.
efter den.
Shut down, inspire. I'm here to take your call. New soul, too higher. I will despite you all.
Come on, 20 seconds. 15. Voilà. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 minutes. Jesus.
Being able to push yourself is obviously really important because you can choose to take it easy, but that doesn't really have that much effect. Yeah, it's definitely like now I would do 5-minute rest. I would time it, and then between 5 and 10 rounds in total, like 250 to 500 moves, and that's a lot in one session. It doesn't matter if you fall off. You should not be afraid to make the bowler hard. I feel really healthy after a session like this. It's something that I should do more. It's just not very YouTube friendly, I think, because you do the same thing all over again.
Yeah.
And that's why we're gonna go to the next exercise. And this stuff is like stuff that you can try in any climbing gym, in any bouldering gym. All right, next I'm gonna read it for you guys. It's a strength lock-off exercise. So you find a boulder. I'm gonna do it on that wall. 8 moves. And then in between every move, you have to lock off for 2 seconds. So this is a very static exercise. Because normally when I boulder, I go really fast and I use the swing and the momentum. But now I just have to lock off, and it's just pure power. Stand high, lock off, go to the next hold. So this is a completely different exercise than the other one. This is an 8-move boulder. I would do that 10 times. 4-minute rest in between every boulder. And obviously you have to warm up. And this bowler is not gonna be fun. It's just gonna be like a ladder of holds. Like making the bowler, also this bowler, that's pretty challenging. But I think it's also a good practice for people to understand how to move better on the wall. With all the modern climbing gyms, people don't make bowlers anymore. You're not allowed to match either, and of course you're not allowed to toe hook or heel hook or knee bar or figure 4 or drop knee. Start here, high foot, go to this, and you have to lock off 2 seconds before you can touch the hold, and then go to this, and this is hand feet, so you're only allowed to use the holds that you use for your hands for your feet. So I added, there's 1 foothold for the start because you need a start foothold. But other than that, you are only allowed to use the same holds you use for your hands.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then this, and I would stand here. It's important to remember what you use for your hands because that's what you're gonna use for your feet. This, green, and then all the way to the red. No wait, fel hånd, wrong hand. Okay, we go again. It's so strange, it's like counterintuitive to do it that way.
Yeah.
4-minute rest, and I would time it, and then do that 10 more times, or 9 more times, 10 in total.
Would you say this is easier than the 12 moves?
It's very, very different. The 12
Yeah.
move thing is an endurance thing, and this is power, lock off power. But it's good to do both. That is good for if you want to have like endurance for lead climbing,
Yeah.
for sport climbing. A lot of the best climbers in the world, they train, mostly the endurance training they do is on a boulder wall, like exercises like this, or just long circuits like 60 moves or 50 moves. But you don't need a high-tech expensive wall to train. This exercise I actually want to do one more time though. I think just for the training, and then I'm going to show you at least one more that I used to do. So this was static bouldering, now we're going to do dynamic bouldering. Okay, so the next one is speed campusing, so that's the opposite of what I just did. I mean, it's still training for bouldering, but it's dynamic. I used to do a lot of campusing actually. Normally when you campus, you do a move, you take the swing in, and on the swing out, you go again. So you use a lot of momentum to get yourself up the wall. When you're speed campusing, you have to be more brutal, just force your way through it. So this should be 8 moves times 10. I mean, it's not really enough for a full session. This would probably be part of a boulder session, like at the end or at the beginning after warming up or something. But 8 moves times 10, 3-minute rest in between. So a little bit less than the other exercises, and that's just because it doesn't take you that long to speed climb like this. So it doesn't take you as long to recover either. For, I think I have to mash this one, so 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's gonna be like 9 moves, and then just grab the edge.
How fast do you think you'll be?
I mean, I hope it doesn't take me longer than 5 seconds, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that was pretty quick.
But it's hard. It's so hard on the muscles because I can show you how I would usually do this campus. You always use the swing in the right direction.
Yeah.
But speed campusing, you just need to brute force it. And another question that I have been getting is if you can train endurance and power in the same session. I think a lot of people would say no. For me, it doesn't really make a difference as long as I do the endurance stuff at the end, because you don't want your forearms to be pumped when you do this stuff. So as long as you do that in the end, I think you can do both in one session. So you could potentially do all the exercises that I show you today. You could do it in one session. You just do fewer rounds of each exercise. The thing I started with, you would do at the end. One bonus one. I'm not gonna demonstrate this one for obvious reasons. It's very simple. It's half an hour in the wall. You're allowed to climb wherever you want, do whatever you want, but you have to stay in the wall for half an hour. If you fall, you just get back on the wall. I would do it at the very end of the session. You time it. I don't know, it's just, I think that's just good for like volume. A part of me likes to suffer, and if you're the same way, you should try that as well. At the end of the session, just stay in the wall for half an hour and just traverse around, find knee bars, find rests. So that was I don't know, just a few exercises that you can train on. If you have a home bouldering wall, if your friend has one, you can try it at your gym. I mean, you can try it basically at any climbing wall. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. See you guys in the next video.